Could we be witnessing the death of the meme coin era on the Solana network? Or is this just cyclical behavior that is bound to repeat every single cycle? I don't personally deal with meme coins, but every time I look into the trenches and just open the door just a bit to see what's going on, the horrors are unimaginable. From the amount of rugs and developers dumping 50% of their token supply onto unsuspecting token buyers, to the amount of traders that I see that are PvPing on the absolute smallest of microcap tokens, trying to inch out mere dollars of profit on each of their trades. The sheer amount of tokens being created every single day that's spreading all the volume thin, making it so no meme really actually sends upwards. And last but not least, token creation platforms like Pump.fun making a killing while all this is happening. The Solana trenches aren't looking too hot nowadays, but I'm here to dig underneath and see what's really going on. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danielo, and if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of my future content. Today, we're going to talk about the ever-changing sentiment of meme coin trading based on what I'm seeing on crypto Twitter and what that could mean for the future of meme coins. Whether you're new to crypto or simply looking to level up your knowledge, this video is for you. Before we begin, we have to lay the groundwork of what meme coins used to be. I'm going to put on my little historian hat and we're going to go down memory lane to see how meme coins evolved from being community-led culture projects to absolute cash grabs where value extraction is the most important thing. Now, it all started back in 2013 with a coin called Dogecoin. Now, Dogecoin was never meant to be taken seriously. Even the creator said he created it just as a pure joke, but a community rallied behind it. It grew organically not because it promised some type of utility or some insane technology. Simply put, it was a very easy and lighthearted way to get into crypto without needing to understand the fundamental and technical projects in the space back at the time, like Bitcoin. It was all about the memes, the culture, and most importantly, the community. People rallied behind the Shiba Inu mascot of Dogecoin because it was a symbol of fun and generosity in the crypto world. Funny enough, you would see people back in the day tipping each other in Dogecoin on platforms such as Reddit and contributing to other charitable causes. Do you remember the Jamaican bobsled team? That was all Dogecoin. Now fast forward to 2017 and we get to the ICO boom of crypto. Now this was like the Wild West. Everyone and their grandmother was launching new tokens, and meme coins were not immune to this trend. All of a sudden, meme coins weren't for just people who had some technical skills that could deploy these coins. Anyone with an idea and some marketing skills could get involved. While Dogecoin had its own unique identity, many coins created during this area were just there to ride the speculative hype that was occurring. They didn't really have any community spirit or cultural significance behind it, as people were just trying to catch lightning in a bottle because they thought they could replicate what Dogecoin had. The coins in this era did rise to meteoric heights, but it did not have the same kind of community backing and support as some of the other more prominent projects did, and so as a result, they were very similar to fireworks, very fast and bright in the moment, but were quickly to fade away when the hype died down. Then came what I like to call the meme renaissance of 2020 and 2021. Dogecoin was making a massive resurgence because big prominent figures like Elon Musk were pushing it all over Twitter. On top of that, you had projects being spun up left and right, with coins such as Shiba Inu being branded as the Dogecoin killer, gaining massive traction during this time period. And again, the growth of these coins were not organic. It was driven by virality, by hype, and the promise of making quick profits rather than any long-term community behind it. The unique identity that some projects had relative to other projects was being countlessly copied over and over and over again, making it so coins were yet again oversaturated and people were just trying to cash out at the very top. Now we're at the 2023 and 2024 bull cycle, but the same question remains. Are we bound to repeat history in every cycle, reaching the saturation point for meme coins? And if so, are we there yet? Or are we just waiting to see before retail truly arrives and things really blow up much further from here? I guess we'll have to see. To be honest, the 2023-2024 bull cycle started off quite decently, I'd say, for meme coin trading in general. After all, there were a few key differences relative to past cycles. Number one is Solana has now been around for an entire cycle, meaning they got the chance to fix all their issues with related to going down, and in general, more platforms started to build on it. And a lot of traders simply realized that, hey, if you have a blockchain that has sub-cent fees and incredibly fast transaction speeds, why not send a retail over here and trade coins on here? It makes the most sense. After all, if you were around for the past cycle in 2021, you know how high the barrier to entry was when trading coins on something like the Ethereum network. When at its peak, you had people paying gas fees of like $80 to $200 per swap in order to get into a trade, whether it was NFTs or with coin swaps, etc. So in general, if you had someone from retail come in and say, hey, I want to get started on Ethereum, how do I begin? they needed to generally come with a decent amount of cash, or else they literally wouldn't be able to get past the initial gas fees. Furthermore, even when everyone moved onto Solana, meme coin trading wasn't super commoditized yet. It was still pretty tough to actually get and deploy a meme coin on Solana. So what we saw in the latter half of 2023 is a lot more quality launches. If you were paying attention, you would have caught coins such as Bonk. You would have caught coins such as Whiff that really took off and really gave traders the opportunity to multiply their funds if they had gotten in early. Then in early to mid 2024, something very interesting happened on the Solana network with the creation of a project known as Pump.fun. Pump.fun's value proposition was very simple. Let ordinary people that trade coins on the Solana network be able to create their own meme tokens easily. All they needed was a few minutes of their time to fill out their name, their ticker, the description of their coin, as well as the actual image for their ticker, and last but not least, a small fee to actually deploy the coin onto the chain. As well, Pump.fun promised to prevent rugs by making sure that all created tokens are safe, because each coin on Pump.fun is a fair launch with no presale and no team allocations. To Pump.fun's credit, it found resounding success and product market fit quite fast, because at the time, the interest for meme coins was quite high on the Solana network, and users was just waiting for something like this to actually appear onto the market. This type of accessibility really revolutionized the meme coin space on Solana, but it didn't come without its downsides. On one hand, it really democratized the creation of meme coins. All I needed was an internet connection and an idea to really get started. That was it. And as well, I generally knew now what I was buying. Beforehand, if you were buying a coin that your favorite influencer was shilling, you didn't really know if he had your best interest at heart. He probably had some type of secret allocation while he was dumping on you as you bought in and the price went higher. But with this platform, I could create my own meme coin or buy into it, know the holder distribution, and know truly who owns a token and if I'm going to get screwed or not. On the flip side of the same coin, this commoditization of meme coins made it so there were so many low effort cash grabs that constantly entered the market every day. It was hard to find consensus anywhere on what would actually perform well so that I could buy and sell for a profit. I mean, the barrier to entry was so low that I could probably teach my dog to launch a meme coin and buy into one within 5 minutes. The end result, which is what I think we're seeing now, is a massively oversaturated market where no coin can really stand out for any significant period of time before it really dies down and goes to zero. Let's now look at some data to illustrate the point further. We're now looking at a Dune Analytics dashboard that highlights some high-level data from Pump.fun. Full credit where credit is due. This dashboard was curated and created by my man Adam_TEHC. I will link his Twitter in the description down below so you can get more insights on Pump.fun platform and anything else he could be talking about. But let's start by looking at their high level information. First of all, as you can see, as of literally March 2024, Pump.fun has already created $93 million in revenue just simply from users creating tokens and trading on their own platform, which is absolutely insane. And if we scroll down, we can really just see a picture of how many tokens are constantly being created on Pump.fun and what is the relative, what I like to call success rate. But again, success can be defined in different ways for different people. For example, in the last 24 hours, almost 9,700 tokens have launched on the Pump.fun platform, and only about 125 graduated. Graduation simply means that they reached a market cap of 70,000, which is when their liquidity gets taken from Pump.fun and moved onto Raydium. So what is that, like a success rate of 1.5% or even lower than that? It's insane. If we go on further, we can see over its lifetime, there have been 1.2 million Pump.fun tokens created, with approximately, on average, let's say visually, it's close to 50% of the launches happening on Solana right now are through Pump.fun, which just displays its absolute dominance and stranglehold over the coin space. Let's go over some trader stats. Less than a third of wallets trading Pump.funds are actually profitable. As well, if you've made over $1,000 in profit on Pump.fun, you're already in the top 3% of all wallets that have traded on it. Just so I can summarize very nicely and neatly in a little pie chart, we have this over here. Full credit to crypto _Kermit. If you look at this pie chart, 60% of people trading on Pump.fun lost money. 4.7% made no money, 24% made less than $100, 11.2% made more than $100, 3% made more than 1,000, 0.5% made more than 10,000, and people who made more than 10K it's such a small percentage, you can barely see the sliver here on the chart. It's really an eye-opener for people that have never seen these kind of statistics before. And on top of all this, if we take a step back and look at the broader Solana ecosystem, the amount of extraction that is occurring from retail's hands into the hands of things like trading bots, Pump.fun revenue, MEV, Radium fees, Solana locked-in Memecoin LPs, extraction by insiders, we're probably looking at a minimum conservative estimate of $500 million, upwards of potentially even $1 billion. And keep in mind, this is Solana that is never going to see life again on the chain. This is going strictly to all of these actors, which begs an important question. Are incentives aligned between these platforms and traders in order to make the meme coin space flourish? Or is there a very gross misalignment that encourages the mass creation of these meme coins in order to extract as much value as possible? So what's the solution in all this? After all, it just sounds like I'm endlessly complaining over and over again about this meme coin craze and all these like actors in the space that are extracting, but I'm offering no real insight on how to solve the problem. And truth be told, I don't really have a definitive solution, just like many others don't, because it's really hard to create a solution that pleases all actors in the value chain. On one end, some people on Twitter were saying that, hey, we should raise the token creation price to 1 or 2 Solana. That would completely eliminate a lot of the scams and the bad actors in the space. But on the flip side, you have to ask, well, would Pump.fun actually benefit from this? And the answer is no, because you're disincentivizing and making the barrier to entry higher when it comes to the cost, it becomes less revenue generating for the Pump.fun platform. So there's no incentive for them to really hurt themselves in that way. Perhaps the solution is to do nothing at all. After all, if we look at all the previous cycles like we discussed earlier, they all went through their ups and they had their massive crashes downwards. And what was the pattern? Well, you had a frenzy period, such as a bull market, that led to the creation of all these meme coins where people were aping and trying to catch the next big wave, trying to get rich off of that one trade. And it got to a point where it just got so overly saturated that everything just came crashing down into a very long bear market, and everyone kind of started to lose interest over time. And then at a certain point when interest cannot really go any lower, that's when things start to surge again. If we look at 2021 and NFTs, there got to a point where there were so many 10,000 PFP collections that the volume was spread so thin across the board that honestly, things just died. And what do you know? Look at it now. The volume is so low, but we're now just starting to see a potential resurgence in NFT floor prices, which could mean something. So perhaps the space is completely self-regulating. We go through these periods of ups and downs and we let the market take the wheel. People vote with their coins and their wallets in this space. So when the interest truly and the sentiment truly gets to the point where everyone's just super fed up with it, people will just stop doing it naturally, or liquidity will stop going into that direction and it will get a complete reset before we go right through the cycle one more time. But again, I'm no expert. I'm just a guy behind a camera who happens to participate in this space. So if you have an actionable solution, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. To summarize, it's very interesting to see how the perception has shifted around meme coins from the early days of Dogecoin to how much market share they're capturing now in today's bull market. Platforms such as Pump.fun have democratized the process to create meme coins, but have also commoditized the creation and oversaturated the entire market. The way forward is unclear, but I don't think it's all doom and gloom. The fact that meme coins have been able to capture so much mind share in today's market from regular players like me and you to more sophisticated mainstream investors shows that there's some type of spark there that's probably worth preserving. The challenge now is for creators, developers, and communities to come together to bring back that sense of purpose and originality that meme coins once had, and to really create something that lasts multiple cycles for people to remember. Before I go, I'd love to hear from you. Are there any projects or concepts you want me to cover in the next crypto video? Let me know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more crypto content. Thanks for watching.